The basic Firefighter 1 course that we're offering to these boot camp personnel is to teach the basics of firefighting. After the next 2 weeks, you're going to start learning. Not now. Now you're just getting preparatory, little preparation stuff.
So here we are on day one. We're inside the drill tower in Cheektowaga at the Erie County Fire Training Facility. The entire morning session was all classroom learning. Lots of educational stuff, different kinds of fires, different types of buildings, things we would encounter actually as firefighters.
You are here to learn. I am here as an instructor to give you the opportunity to pick up information.
Bravo Company, do you have par? Charlie Company, do you have par? We also got assigned to battalions today, 2 different battalions and 6 different companies. I was assigned to Delta Company. There's 7 of us. All 7 of us will be going through the entire 2 weeks of training together.
We're talking about the equipment itself, how to put it on, how to take it off.
Okay, now pick up your coats, put your coats on. Make sure that helmet sits down on top of your head. If it's still sitting real high, you may have to adjust the helmet inside.
The hardest thing about day one, probably the anxiety that day 2 is going to come.
Wrapping up day 1, and not a lot of sweat, which isn't really indicative of the other 9 days of training, as there's a lot of hard work ahead. Tuesday is a big day, they tell us. That's when we get to put on our SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. 30 minutes of air inside this tank. They tell us we're not going to make it last quite 30 minutes. So the first real test of hard work comes up on Tuesday, and I'll let you know how it goes. From Cheektowaga, inside the drill tower, recruit Pete Kenworthy, 7 News.
Good morning. How is everybody today?
Day 2 of Firefighter Boot Camp started with our first lineup in our new recruit T-shirts. Despite age and sex, we all now look the same, and everyone goes through the same drills.
Well, what's the Halligan tool used for? Anybody know? Forcible entry. It's a great tool to carry with the engine company.
Today we're going to spend the morning going through an air consumption test.
Go ahead, put your mask on. Delta, are you ready? Is your air on?
Yep.
You're going to do this course right here.
On this day, a first chance for many to go through an entire 30-minute air pack. Now, the difficulty was going through a small obstacle course, over and through, all the while being careful to be careful and remember how to breathe.
This particular course is designed to teach people who are firefighters to be interior fire attack personnel.
Get one free catch. Not short? Help. Take a deep breath and hold it. Don't keep breathing.
Just a few of the 39 recruits made their air pack last the full 30 minutes. Mine lasted just 21, but the point was to get comfortable wearing it, so you don't think about it when you're actually fighting a fire.
Let's go. Pick it up.
The first thing they learn is what their limits are.
You do what I tell you to do. Pick up that thing and work those arms.
Day 2 was filled with plenty of physical work, including the practice of donning and doffing our gear. Now, the faster the better, but we have to make sure it's on right every time.
Come on, let's go. We're going to walk it in the park. Let's go.
Day 3 is now on the horizon, and now we all look forward to the maze. In Cheektowaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News. Donning and doffing our gear was again the name of the game to start out Day 3. The fast donning is important, but getting it right and safe is more important.
They only heard 3 air twice. Perfect. A lot better. We're going to go into our evolutions of the maze work. We're going to do two evolutions in the maze and an evolution over here in the drill tower for search.
Where's the next place getting out of here? Yeah, okay. You can see it, but can you feel it? You want to be able to do that and do the right thing.
If we send a firefighter recruit into a structure that they're not familiar with, they're going to panic, and anxiety is going to overcome their ability to operate with an SCBA. We want to build their confidence in their ability to use their SCBA and their turnout gear so that they know how it's going to react and respond with their operation.
Everyone gets a partner. I'm in the black and orange. My partner, Orchard Park's Jordan Kellerman. Now, this drill in the maze helps us learn how to get through tight quarters, but also stay with our partner.
Make sure that floor is there. Good job. You're killing me, kid. You're killing me.
Here, Jordan had to free me from rope that was hanging down from the ceiling.
Good teamwork. Good teamwork.
Day 3's maze was hot, but not too difficult. One important thing to remember is that the PPE gear with the air tank weighs about 40 pounds. And since firefighters are all about safety, they have this. It's called a pass alarm, personal alert safety system. If you don't move for about 30 seconds, it starts to go off, which is very important when you're inside tight quarters. You can also make it go off manually, like this. Very loud sound that will let other firefighters know where you are and how they can find you. All very important in tight quarters, in dark quarters, like the drill we did on Day 3 when we went in the maze.
They did a great job today. The firefighter recruits definitely worked hard together. Teamwork was a key, communication, and they actually pushed each other and helped each other get through this tough part of the course.
Day 4, we get to do it all over again without being able to see. In Cheektowaga, fire recruit Pete Kenworthy, 7 News. It'll be fun in the dark, huh?
Yes, we're going to do this for time. We're not doing this for fun. We're doing it for time. Go!
Day 4 of Firefighter Boot Camp meant that our battalion went to my fire station in Hamburg, a working fire hall, to do some more work.
1:15, 1:17.
Donning and doffing drills are daily. It's my best time yet. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Well under the 2 minutes that Erie County wants it done.
1 step, 2 step, lower it down, put it on your shoulder. Instant ladders. How to raise them, what they're made of, what they do and what they don't do, what they're good for. A lot more than you think.
After a quick lesson on these copper techniques to both carry and put up a ladder, it was time to really sweat.
You will visit this upstairs area with visual impairment.
A much anticipated blind maze simulating a real fire, and that smoke would prevent a lot of vision.
So the claustrophobic feeling you may have had there yesterday won't be as intense, except in a couple of areas, and then it'll be more intense.
We also learned what a Halligan tool is for. Forcible entry. Talk about a workout. This, plus using the axe in full gear. Don't forget this is volunteer firefighting. The men and women who ride in these are doing so because they want to serve their community. Get a call, fight a fire, or go to a medical emergency. It's all by choice. In Hamburg, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News.
What we're going to do today is we're going to do ground ladder work.
One of the most important pieces of equipment for firefighters are ground ladders.
Anybody have any fear of heights? you could say yes, because if you're afraid of them, don't get halfway up that ladder and now I have to come get you.
Now, putting them up isn't like throwing a ladder up to fix your gutters. There's procedure.
Fire chief says, ladder the building. You've got to figure out, okay, are we going to go to the second floor or the third floor? Will it reach the third floor from here?
2-man carries, 4-man carries. What to do when you're both putting it up and climbing up.
You can flip this a little bit. Where don't we want our fingers? Any moving parts. No fingers and moving parts.
At a fire, it's imperative to do it right, so we practice it. Hold the base, climb up, and in.
Just before you stand on the floor, you want to check inside there. What are you looking for when you check inside?
Smoke, fire?
Just inside here, when it'll sound, people try to make it to the window.
Some of the most fun on day 5 was climbing this aerial device. A little nerve-wracking for some, going 70 feet up in the air. Roof ladders are also used in firefighting. Here I am putting one in place. And once it's there, you can get on to cut a hole in the roof for ventilation.
When you finish, that's it.
Halfway through the class, all 39 recruits from all over Erie County take the midterm. 5 more days to go, and in the second week, real smoke and real fire. Time to turn textbooks into reality. In Cheektowaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News. Everything that's been done so far at Erie County's Firefighter Boot Camp has been about preparing for an actual fire, learning to breathe on an air tank, searching a structure, forcible entry, and ground ladder protocol. Day 6 was no different.
What we're going to do today is hose work.
Supply lines get water from the source, like a hydrant, to the engine.
Bravo Company. Cross lane number 2, other side. Disconnect.
We learned how to get the line off the truck and then pack it back up again.
You want to pull that off, pay attention to the nozzle. Why do we have to pay attention to the nozzle? We don't want to get whacked in the mush with it.
Then our first chance to feel like the firefighter you see at a real fire. Real water.
So if the crews upstairs start pulling, and you're between, and you didn't feel enough, you're going to get pinched and stuck.
Hose line advancement is what this whole class has been looking forward to. It's what interior firefighters dream about, carrying a line into a burning building. Hooking the hose to the hydrant is where it starts.
Open it up. But now, how are you going to open this one up? Very slow.
One very important lesson we learned today, why you wear protective gear.
Can they break that way? Yes, they can. So what do you need to do? Put it on your bag.
Luckily, no one was hurt in this incident. Day 7, we go from real water to real smoke. In Cheektowaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News. The last 3 days of Erie County's Firefighter Boot Camp are intense. Car fires, smoke, structure fires, putting everything that we've learned to use. Literally, putting out fires.
If the student just goes out, does the task, and they say, well, why do we do it? We say, well, just because. They have no idea what's going on. They don't understand fire behavior. They don't understand the tactics that's used to put the fire out.
Day 7 was getting ready for those last 3 days, a final preparation for the final exam. Extended classroom work was the order of the day. Hands-on training is crucial, but for much of this class, we've learned first inside this classroom.
If things aren't done safely, the firefighter and or the firefighter recruit are going to get injured and possibly killed, and we don't want that to happen. We want our firefighters to be the best and the safest.
To look ahead, here's what we'll deal with in Day 8. How to work a car fire. It's not just upholstery, there's gas and oil to deal with as well.
We look for certain hazards, gas tanks, tires, the plungers for hatchbacks and such like that can become a projectile when they're overheated and explode.
Day 9 will be actually experiencing fire conditions in buildings much like this one. Day 9, that means 8 full days to make sure we are fully prepared to do what we came here to do. Preparation, preparation, preparation. If this is your car or this is your house, you want us to know what we're doing. In Cheektowaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News.
Each battalion will get a total of 9 burns. That's 3 burns per company. When cars burn, they're just a piece of metal.
Day 8, what we've all been waiting for and training for, putting out real fires.
Make sure you get your collar off, big guy, okay?
As soon as we get the hose, go to 15 degrees. As soon as the hose is in your hand, test it, make sure water's coming out. Bring it to 15 degrees, close it, wait for them to tell you to go. When we approach a car fire, we've been taught to remember it's like a $30,000 dumpster. It's not worth anything, so we're not going to risk our lives trying to save it. And we also are taught, don't just attack the fire with the hose. There's still procedure to follow.
We usually do it with 3 different groups. The first group is the attack group with a hand line.
Pull on that hose. Pull on that hose. Get it to it.
Then we have a backup to that in case they need more water. And we also have a team that can break windows, open doors, take the trunk up and things like that. That's known as a forcible entry team.
The cars we use have been made safe, but at a real car fire, we worry about things like gas and oil, even bumpers coming off. We've also been taught to puncture tires. This makes sure the car doesn't roll away while you're fighting the fire. Getting doors open and knocking out windows isn't for ventilation. Instead, it's to let the attack team see where the fire is, so they can get water on it. And throughout the whole process, especially in a car fire,
safety, make sure we come back all right.
So now 2 days left of Firefighter Boot Camp. Day 8, car fires. Day 9, we move on to the buildings.
What we're going to do today is going to do some structural burns.
Day 9, time to find out if we can handle ourselves in real structure fire conditions. Drills are run exactly as we would work a real fire in our own volunteer company.
Where are you leaving accountability tags? At the door.
Let's go. 2 firefighters on the nozzle. Check the door for heat. A third person managing the hose. Once inside, it's dark. Less than a nightlife's worth of light, so your sight is virtually gone. And you can rule out half of your hearing as well, as air tanks and the fire itself muffle that.
There's a lot of commotion and activity. You can't hear somebody. What do you got to do? Watch, you'll get right up to them. If you can't see them, you've got to get right up face to face with them. Grab them. Say, hey, this is Stack. Who is this? This is Kenworthy.
Teamwork is the name of the game. Screaming out directions to your partner. There's a wall here. There's a window there.
Every inch you move, sweep that floor. Make sure you're doing a thorough search as you're moving forward. You guys did a good job.
The anticipation of it is worse than it is. Once you get in there, it's like the 8 days of training before this takeover.
We already found out from our air consumption drill how much time you have left by the time your low air goes on. Yeah, don't go past that edge of that envelope. You're not going to come back. You're going to get dead, and we don't want that to happen.
Going into boot camp, I wasn't sure if I could do what it took to go inside. With 2 weeks of training, my confidence level is now at an all-time high. In Chickawaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News. Day 10 started out with a little fun, donning and doffing our gear for time.
This is what it's all about right here. We're going to have a showdown.
Go!
We had a little shoe issue.
The winning time was 1 minute, 2 seconds. It was a tie between Orchard Park's John Gibbons and Twin District's Steve Rosler. I came in 4th, 1 minute, 10 seconds. So 10 days of boot camp are now over. 8 hours per day, living, breathing, or learning how to breathe like a firefighter. One of the first things we learned was how to use an SCBA, the air tank that allows us to breathe while near toxins.
An intense 2 weeks of a lot of frustration and a lot of learning and a lot of happiness. Several of the people came up to me after the class was done and said they learned so much they wish they'd done this 20 years ago. I thought that was probably the best compliment we could get as an instructor.
They're going to leave this evening as brand new firefighters to their departments. They got together, they worked together very hard, and they endured a lot of many skills that they had to learn, and they endured each other, actually, and that's a big thing, to gel together and become a company and a whole class. So they did very well.
Much of what we learned was new for most recruits. How to force a door open, how to get through a wall, through a house without your eyes, the correct way to ladder a house. We learned the difference between supply lines and attack lines, how to hook up and put away hoses. As recruits, we also got the chance to put everything we learned to the test. First, it was car fires, how to put them out quickly without risking our safety. Structure fires. Here's where we learn why we need our partners, a team. Communication and physical support is vital to finding victims and putting out fires. 10 days is not enough time to learn everything there is to know about firefighting and responding to medical calls. But it is enough time to build character and confidence. And it's enough time to give Erie County something that it needs. 38 brand new firefighters. 38 people who are willing to take their time to help you. In Cheektowaga, Pete Kenworthy, 7 News.
All hail to the new firefighters. But I'm issuing you a word of caution. I'm still teaching. You're going to arrive at many plateaus in your career from here. And this moment surely is one of them. You have successfully completed basic training and you think it's over. And it's not. No firefighter is worth anything to himself, his department, or his community. The moment they believe they know enough or know it all. Training is and must be the ongoing concept. From today until you're no longer a firefighter. This idea has to be accepted by every firefighter and every chief. You are now a member of the world's greatest profession. You will ascend to personal heights that only other firefighters will understand. You will also be brought to tears that only you will understand. Our job is truly unique in its humor as well as its sorrow, as you've discovered from me in the last 2 weeks. I hope that you will be able to function between those two extremes and make sure that one never overshadows the other. It's up to you to make the community that you live in better. And it's going to be better off because you joined the fire service. Because you responded. And because you showed up. You are your brother's keeper. Keep them safe. Keep them very safe. Ominous, Fido Dominus. All you new firefighters, men and women, welcome to the Brotherhood of Firefighters. Thank you.